The AMA Camel Supercross Series opener for 1989 began at Anaheim Stadium. Nearly 70,000 people watched Ricky Johnson fly to another win. The two-time defending Supercross champion looked unbeatable, but that was only after Johnny O'Mara, who led most of the race, went out with mechanical difficulty. Rounds 2 and 3, Seattle Superdome. And it was Ricky Johnson again. Johnson taking over the lead. This time O'Mara basically gave up there, ran out of fuel. His body couldn't take the pounding. Ricky Johnson went on for a win Saturday night, and back-to-back wins went on Sunday. Tonight, can he do it again? 4 in a row. Will it be Ricky Johnson's night? It is a wild track. Welcome to San Diego, California. The California Supercross Challenge here at Jack Murphy Stadium. The crowd is loving it. 35,879 people. Prize money, $35,000 for this round number 4 of the AMA Camel Supercross Series. First place, $5,000. Round number 1, once again, it was Ricky Johnson, followed by Jeff Stanton and Guy Cooper getting the points and the big money. Round number 2, Johnson, Tishner, and Lachine. And then on Sunday in Seattle, the last event, it was Johnson, O'Mara, and Guy Cooper. Points thus far, Ricky Johnson, 75 points, 25 points per win, a perfect score. This is after 3 races.
Well, it's hard to pinpoint, on one thing. It's just I really had to get my life straightened out with my injuries and just a lot of little problems I have. But I believe I've got all that stuff behind me, and I just came out with a real positive attitude in '89, and I want to finish on top.
Well, my training attitude, I've been staying with Rick Johnson. It's been helping me out a lot. We've been doing different things, aerobics and weights. And my mental attitude is, like I said, I'm on new bikes, more confident, and the Honda's worked out really good for me. I'm ready to win races.
I think if I race here and do good, it'll help me a lot for the 125 season. Like I said, I just wanted to get the experience because one day I'm going to have to race the whole 250 series.
San Diego past Supercross champions. Ricky Johnson has won it 3 years in a row since 1986. O'Mara won it in '85. That was a double-header. He won the overall. It was Johnson and Glover with 2 heat wins, 2 main event wins, but the overall went to Johnny O. Also, Brock Glover won in '81 and '82, and the first race was 1980. It was Mike Bell. No racing in '83 and '84, but we've got racing tonight, and there is Guy Cooper from Stillwater, Oklahoma. He's in the first heat, and he's got tough competition, namely Damon Bradshaw and Ron Lachine. And Jean-Michel Bale is in there as well. The French 125 world champion with 111 on his plates with the hole shot on the inside. Good move by Jean-Michel. And they get sorted out, and it looks like Damon Bradshaw jumps into the lead. Number 45 on the Yamaha, the Wonder Kid out of Charlotte, North Carolina, 16 years old. A multi-class winner in the NMA and the AMA. As an amateur champion. His claim to fame, the Osaka Supercross. He won that last year, and he beat Ricky Johnson. And they are touting him as the next superstar. And Damon Bradshaw impressing the San Diego crowd here, but they want the El Cajon locals to win. And we've got a couple of them in this heat race. Number 4 back there in 3rd position, that's Ron Lachine. He's from El Cajon. And he is chasing Larry Brooks. And out in front, number 45, Damon Bradshaw. Bradshaw completes the first lap. There's Brooks. There's Lachine. And there is Guy Cooper, number 10. 111 is the Frenchman, Jean-Michel Bale, and the rest of the pack comes around. Larry Brooks out of Alhambra, California, trying to hold off Ron Lachine. Brooks senses that Lachine's right coming up on him. Eyes in the back of his head there. Moves over, takes the good line. Lachine just about nicks the rear tire. In front of his hometown fans, Ron Lachine's going to play hardball. He wants this win tonight. And the running order, Bradshaw, Brooks, Lachine, Cooper, and Bale. And here they come. Bradshaw with a comfortable lead out front, and it's Cooper gaining on everyone. Cooper now hounding Lachine on the outside. Brooks holding both of them off. Now Cooper on the inside. Good move. Comes off his peg, and Jean-Michel Bale, 111, closes in on well. What a great race for second, as Damon Bradshaw is out in front leading this heat number 1. 250 CC qualifier. Round number 4, San Diego. And there is Jean-Michel Bale. He overtakes Cooper, midair pass, takes the inside. And look at this, they're bunching up, 2nd through 5th right now. And Kalos on the outside passes Cooper. Sean Kalos, Yamaha, number 24. There is Brooks, Lachine, Bale, and Kalos. And Cooper now has dropped to 6th spot right now. Oh, nice move, Lachine. Lachine moves right in front of Larry Brooks. Nothing he can do about that. And Lachine motors on. Here's Lachine. In the background, take a look at that. That was Sean Kalos over jumping a jump, landing hard and bouncing off the track. So Cooper has moved back up into 5th spot. There is 2nd, Ron Lachine, number 4 on the green Kawasaki. Larry Brooks, number 12 on the Honda. Jean-Michel Bale, number 111 on the Honda. And Guy Cooper is back in the hunt. And way out in front is Damon Bradshaw, the battle for 2nd. And look, in the middle of the whoops, on the outside is Jean-Michel Bale. He passes Larry Brooks. Bale now is in 3rd position. And a good move by the Frenchman. And Cooper has passed Larry Brooks too. Cooper, number 10, is up to 4th place right now. And Larry Brooks is in 5th. And all of a sudden, Cooper's on the gas. 1 minute, everybody's passing Cooper. Now he is on him again. Team Honda's Guy Cooper, Stillwater, Oklahoma, 26 years old. 1984 Rookie of the Year. 2nd year on a factory ride with Honda. And he is chasing those 2 guys, currently in 4th spot. Top 5 qualified for the main event. Jean-Michel Bale pulls a nice tactic on the inside, obviously intimidating Ron Lachine, but not doing much more than that. An eye-opener of a move. Bale trying to figure out how to get around Ron Lachine. And that's going to be a tough one. Ron thinks motocross is a contact sport. That is if you try to pass him. Nice. Little kick to the side, playing around. I believe he's showing Jean-Michel Bale he's got everything under control, no problem. Up on his pegs most of the way around the track, just playing with the 125 world champions. And the high-flying jumps here at San Diego Supercross, thrilling the crowd. More lappers. Michel Bale on the outside of the whoops. Nice move. Didn't quite pull it off. Tried to square that corner right behind him in a nice long berm. Gutsy move by the young Frenchman. Like it. And Lachine's got to like that as well. Lachine in 2nd spot. Maintains his position. Those of you who race know that anytime your front tire hits somebody's rear tire, more than likely you're going to go down. And there is Damon Bradshaw. Racing since the age of 3. Been racing 13 years, the 16-year-old. Making it look very easy out in front. And there to stay in this 8-lap heat race. At least that's what it looks like right now. No problem over the triples. Nice tabletop, smooth landing. And look at the lead he has. Way in the back, you could barely see Ron Lachine. This is his first solid ride since injuring himself at Anaheim several weeks ago. where he landed on Fred Andrews' bike and injured his back, and his bike went flying 50 yards down the track and ended up in left field. Damon's back. And so is Guy Cooper. After floundering earlier in the race and being passed by several riders, he's coming on strong and making life miserable for Ron Lachine. Jean-Michel Bell has remounted and is in fourth spot. This is the battle for second. Ron Lachine in second. There goes Guy Cooper. Huge jump into the whoop-de-doos. Cooper gets stuffed into the hay bales. Good move by Ron Lachine. Cooper's still on it. Ron Lachine playing hardball out here. Cooper a little frustrated. Bounces off a hay bale there. Now he's got to take a breather. Back to the leader. Checkered flag. Full pancake cross-up. Just about pays us the prize. David Bradshaw, the 16-year-old. Here's second place. Ron Lachine and Guy Cooper. But it was Damon Bradshaw blazing a very fast 8 laps and winning, transferring into the main event, along with Ron Lachine, Guy Cooper, and remounting, placing fourth, Jean-Michel Bale, and Brian Manley sneaks in there for the 5th and final transfer spot. Racing hard, Brooks and Kalos, but they didn't make it. We'll see them in the semifinal. Heat race number 2 on the line right now. A couple of riders to watch for. Right to the right of the camel sign is number 7, Jeff Stanton on the Honda. Then there's a gap. Then Eric Kehoe, number 8. Right alongside Kehoe is Doug Dubuck, number 16, Dr. D, the hole shot artist. Who gets the traction? 17, Fran Andrews to the inside. Andrews with a good move on the inside from Salem, Ohio. And Stanton stuffs him in the hay bale, turn 3. Stanton not wasting any time. Team Yamaha's first year rider moving out in front. And going down in the first turn, it's Ronnie Tishner. Tishner causing the traffic jam and remounts in last spot. Team Suzuki can't be happy about that, but I'll tell you, in 5 seconds, look, he's going to pass 2 or 3 guys. It is Stanton in the lead, followed by Fred Andrews. Andrews number 17. And take a look at Jeff Stanton. Still on the first lap, and he's got a solid 5-second lead. There's your leader. Here is second, Fred Andrews. And in third is Derek Brown on the Kawasaki. And there's Rollerball, Ross Pedersen. Pedersen and the Suzuki in the back. Pedersen goes down. Little soil sample for Rollerball, the 7-time Canadian national champion, and he drops out of sight. Back to the battle for second. Here comes Doug Dubuck, Dr. D in 4th spot. And Tishner's blazing a trail as well, moving up through the pack. Ross Pedersen from Canada. The Canadian national champion going down on his right shoulder. Hopefully he's okay. Your leader, Jeff Stanton, number 7. From Sherwood, Michigan. 1987 Rookie of the Year. 10th last year in the Supercross Series, looking strong this year. Currently second in points. And look at the lead he's got. There's Fred Andrews, 23 years old, the 5-year pro out of Salem, Ohio. The 1988 Montreal Supercross champion. And the rest weave through. And there is Ronnie Tishner coming up through the pack. Tishner going down on that first lap and having to repass everybody if he wants to take this win. Look at the speed and confidence Stanton has. He looks over to see where second spot is. Got to help training and racing with Ricky Johnson on his private tracks here in San Diego. Andrews in second. Here comes Dubuck, Dr. D. Doug Dubuck, 25 years old. 87 125cc Golden State champion. Tries the outside. Andrews moves into his line. Here comes Doug one more time. Doug moves in. Good move. And Andrews doesn't back off one bit and holds off Dubach. Let's see what Dubach's going to do now. It's a right-handed turn coming up through the whoops. Big berm. Dubach goes wide, squares it off. Doesn't have quite the traction to get out. Big high-flying jump. Great tabletop. Here comes Tishner in the background. Take a look at number 11, a Suzuki rider out of Palm Beach, Florida. And that looks like Mike Pasquarello, Suzuki 681. And there is Dubach. Dubach moves into second spot. Pasquarello moves in there. Excuse me, that's 621. Pasquarello moves in third. Here comes Tishner. Tishner to the inside. Out in front is Jeff Stanton. Here's second spot, number 16, Doug Dubach, followed by Pasquarello. Then Ronnie Tishner and Fred Andrews. Let's see how Tishner's going to get around him, if he can. Ronnie Tishner, number 11 on a Suzuki, Team Suzuki. 19 years old, Palm Harbor, Florida. To the outside, he pulls it off. Outstanding jumping skills. Next stop, they go to Florida, and Tishner's looking forward to racing in Miami in front of his home crowd next week. But right now, they're in San Diego. Jack Murphy Stadium. Second qualifying heat for the 250 riders. And it is Tishner now making life miserable for Doug Dubach. Dubach taking the inside line, then trying to move around the track. Hog the lines, keep Tishner at bay. Out front, it is Jeff Stanton with the lead, up and over the tabletop. Dubach drifts to the outside, holds off Tishner. Tishner cuts to the inside, and another pass over those sets of doubles right there. Exactly where he passed Pasquarello. Now it's Ronnie Tishner, who fell on the first lap, remounted, and started in last spot. He is in second right now. Dubach, number 16, in third. Fantastic racing thus far. And your leader, Jeff Stanton, number 7. Stanton tuning up for the main event. Yellow flag out. Didn't see a bike. We saw a rider laying there. Hopefully he's okay. It is Jeff Stanton with a solid lead. No problem. White flag. Last lap for Stanton. No pressure. Let's take a look at the line Stanton takes. Barely uses that berm. Takes the inside. Now he's got a slower rider in front of him. Does not want to tangle with him. He slows up. Tricky jump in that section of whoops. Big right-hander. Another slower rider. That guy looks beat. He's motoring. In first gear. Beautiful tabletop, mid-air turn. Top 5 qualify. Top 6 qualify if it's the fastest heat, and nobody was pushing Jeff Stanton, so I believe this will not be the fastest heat. We'll just have to wait and see. And it is Jeff Stanton coming in first. He will have the second pick for the main event, the start line. Coming in second in heat number 2, Ronnie Tishner. A great ride. I'm very impressed. And Dr. D, Doug Dubach on the Yamaha. comes in third. Mike Pascarella hangs in there, gets a fourth. Fred Andrews with fifth. And those 5 gentlemen qualify to the main event, 21 riders. Next up, heat race number 3. And it's Ricky Johnson clearing his thoughts. And there are a couple banners that he brought, taped up earlier in the day. I didn't know he could paint that well. Only kidding. Ricky Johnson wouldn't do that. Probably his parents and friends. He only lives about 12 minutes up the freeway. Here we go. Heat number 3. 8 laps. It's Ricky Johnson, number 1, with the hole shot going down, slamming down Mickey Diamond, among others. Diamond, number 23, will restart last place. Tough luck for Mickey. Back to the front, and look at this. Number 15 on the Kawasaki, Mike Fisher from Santee, California. Fisher, Kawasaki's R&D man, is leading Ricky Johnson. Now, this is his hometown as well. Santee sits right alongside El Cajon. And a lot of hot riders are from Santee. So Mike Fisher, riding in front of the home crowd here, has got the adrenaline flowing and is leading Ricky Johnson in this heat race number 3. Fisher, not a factory team rider, not really. They call him R&D, research and development, and he's a great natural talent. You know, he can turn in some consistent lap times. Ricky Johnson watching every line, trying to figure out how to get around Mike Fisher, because Mike Fisher is usually not in front of Ricky Johnson. New experience for both of them right now. Through the whoops, and Fisher's got some power. Ricky to the inside. Different line, up and over the tabletop. The battle for first. The Supercross superstar Ricky Johnson in the unaccustomed position of second. Here he goes. Fisher with a flawless ride so far. Ricky with that inside move. I don't think that's the fastest, but just to let Fisher know that he's right there. And he's trying several different lines. A good shakedown for the main event. And the way these guys are pushing each other, this will be the fastest heat race of the night, meaning we might see 6 riders qualify. Currently in second. In the back, way back there, it is Keith Bowen on the Suzuki, the tough Suzuki. He is in third spot. And Jason Upshaw, I believe, is in fourth. Whoa, just about over the handlebars, 1 foot off the pegs. Fisher's lost his rhythm. Ricky Johnson to the inside. And Johnson quickly makes the move, and Fisher now is in second. Patience is a virtue. And Ricky Johnson waiting for the right time. And instead of forcing a move, waits for the mistake and puts a little pressure on Fisher. Nonetheless, Fisher with a great ride. And Johnson is not shaking Fisher. Mike Fisher staying right with him. You know Ricky would like to get out in front and do a little showboating. Your leader, Ricky Johnson, second. Mike Fisher, third. Keith Bowen. This is the race for fourth place right now. It is Ray Somo on the 27 Suzuki. And there is Jason Upshaw from Gainesville, Texas on the Honda, number 41. There's Keith Bowen's number 21. And there, number 27, is Ray Somo, the 20-year-old out of Capistrano Beach, California, leading Jason Upshaw, a 20-year-old as well. Good battle right now for fourth spot. So right now, Jason Upshaw, number 41, thinks he's on the bubble and wants to pad that, make sure he makes it into the main event. Top 5 qualified, but the way this heat's going, they'll pick 6 out of this heat. But the way out front Ricky Johnson is riding, this will be the fastest heat of the day. There's Bowens out front there in front of Somo. Keith Bowen, number 21. And Bowens and Somo. Got to look close. There's 27 on the Suzuki of Ray Somo. Upshaw's giving Somo no slack at all. His nickname is Bones. Suzuki number 21, Keith Bowen, Auburn Hills, Michigan. Currently in 3rd. And Jason Upshaw on the Honda wearing red. Larry Huffman says his nickname is Jason Lives Upshaw. From this incredible front aerial forward roll at the Los Angeles Coliseum a couple years ago. You'll see that in all the crash and burn tapes. And there's the move to the outside. Upshaw overtakes Ray Somo. And Upshaw now in 4th spot. Somo hanging in there. It is Jason Upshaw now pulling out and pulling away from Ray Somo. And Terry Fowler now is making life miserable for Ray Somo. Terry Fowler, 5:59. Upshaw and Somo. Yes, we do have a leader. His name is Ricky Johnson. He's a mile and a half out front, keeping Mike Fisher at bay. And this is the battle. These guys are earning their spots. On the bubble right now, at least in his mind, is Ray Somo, number 27. Bradshaw, number 41. Upshaw, number 41, in 4th. Ricky Johnson back out front, doing a little styling. A left-handed wave. You'll rarely see him wave with his right hand. Team Honda's Ricky Johnson signed a 3-year contract. He just completed 3 years. There's a cross-up. Indian air if you're a skateboarder, crossing both hands. Not too many times he takes his hand off the throttle, but there he did. His nickname over the years, Style King, 2-hip, Snickers Kid. Now, the leader of the Bad Boy Club, Life's the Beach Clothing. 24-year-old Ricky Johnson wins the 3rd and final qualifying heat. Coming in 2nd, Mike Fisher, outstanding ride. And there is a battle for 3rd right now. Keith Bowen, number 21 on the Suzuki, and Jason Upshaw, number 41. Upshaw is closing in on Bowen. Let's take a look. Here it is. Upshaw to the outside, then to the inside, crossing right in front. It is Keith Bowen holding on for 3rd. Jason Upshaw with a great ride, coming in 4th. Final results of this, the fastest heat race of the night. Ricky Johnson, Mike Fisher, Keith Bowen, Jason Upshaw, and Terry Fowler. And qualifying in the 6th spot is Ray Somo. And thanks to Ricky Johnson, Ray Somo qualifies in that 6th position because it was the fastest heat race of the night. In the semifinals, Semi 1, Sean Kalos and Larry Brooks did advance after having tough heat races. Semi 2, Eric Kehoe and Jeff Hicks. Let's take a look at the last chance qualifier. Now this is a race I can really relate to. 20 riders line up, only one gets to transfer to the main event. You're lucky to make it through the first turn alive. Luckily that rear wheel isn't spinning you get sucked right in there. Now watch this. One bike down, and you don't want to land on that bike. Oops, you did. Guys are crawling off the track right and left. It's the last chance qualifier. Great entertainment value for your money. And out front, the second time in motorcycle racing history that a Japanese rider has qualified for a major AMA Supercross event. And in the last chance qualifier, number 859, Atsushi Okabe, the Japanese national champion, qualifies and goes into the main event. The first rider to do it was Koji Masuda back in the 70s. This guy was so happy he kissed the ground. A great day for the land of the rising sun. 125cc main event highlights. Here we go. Who do you think? The Chicken Man? Jeff Matasevich. Undefeated so far in Supercross races. But that might change tonight. Michael Craig, Yamaha number 59 with the hole shot. Craig to the outside, but Matasevich sneaks in front of him. Craig, a local boy, El Cajon, California, first year on Yamaha, has been turning in some fast lap times prior to the 125 main. And Seattle's local hero, Honda 971, Larry Ward, cracks his pipe, loses power. He drops from third to last practically. Out in front, it is Matasevich, followed by Michael Craig. The two pulled away from the pack immediately. Craig, 19 years old, El Cajon, California, chasing Jeff the Chicken Matasevich from La Habra, California. Later, during this 12-lap main event, we saw Chris Young battle Talon Bolin. Bolin on the Kawasaki 711. And Chris Young, 20 years old, out of Orange, California. Good battle for third spot here. Talon with a slight lead. Coming into a left-hander. Taking different lines. These guys are very gutsy. One more time. They touch handlebars, and Talon Bolin gets the worst end and goes off the track. But he regained his composure and finished. But not as high as this man, Jeff the Chicken Matasevich, his fourth consecutive victory in the 125 Supercross standings. Chicken coming in first, Michael Craig second, Mike LaRocco third, Lance Smale fourth, and Talon Bolin regrouped and came in fifth. Matasevich wins $1,000 out of the $5,000 purse. The main event is on the line. 111, Jean-Michel Bell. 11, Ronnie Tishner. 7, Jeff Stanton. 45, Damon Bradshaw. Number 1, Ricky Johnson. Just to name a few. 21 riders, including that one Japanese rider snaking in there. The second time in history a Japanese national is in a main event. And wouldn't that be something if he got the whole shot? Good shot of Brian Manley right there, number 29 on his helmet. Look for Dubach. Dubach's up there, but it is Bradshaw. Bradshaw to the outside, Fisher to the inside, and a crash, mid-turn crash. Keith Bowen losing his arm to Jean-Michel Bell's rear tire. Take a look at this one more time. Up front, we've got Mike Fisher just squirting into the lead. There's Bowen, number 21. Look at his right arm. Lands on the rear tire. His right arm gets sucked up into it. Take a look at his shoulder. And Michelle's got the throttle on. He looks back and goes, what's going on? I'm not getting any traction. Oh, God. Hopefully Bowen's okay. Out in front, your leader is Mike Fisher. And passing Bradshaw, Stanton. Stanton's on a roll. Stanton, number 7 on the Honda. Number 45 on the Yamaha is in third. That is Damon Bradshaw. And Mike Fisher with a great ride in the third heat, showing that he can lead and possibly win tonight, is out in front. He is amped. Sitting on the line, he did not make the parade lap because his mechanic didn't have a radiator cap. So he did not do a parade lap. He got the radiator cap right before the gate fell. This guy is amped up and ready to go. He's your leader right now. Kawasaki's R&D man from Santee, California, Mike Fisher. Jeff Stanton in second. Damon Bradshaw in third. And behind them, Ronnie Tishner on the Suzuki, the yellow Suzuki, number 11. And here they come. And through the whoops. Whoa, Ronnie Tishner off the pegs. Maintaining position number 2 is Jeff Stanton. Stanton trying to hold off Damon Bradshaw. And Damon Bradshaw making a fashion statement with those racy pants he has. Stanton taking the high line, Bradshaw the low line. Out front, Mike Fisher, Ricky Johnson moving up through the pack. There's RJ in the back there. Fisher, number 15, your leader. It is bunching up. There's Stanton, number 7, Bradshaw, number 45. And after a poor start, Ricky Johnson joins the battle. And this is not a battle for 3rd or 2nd. All 4 of these guys are going after the number 1 position here. There's Lachine stopped alongside the track after that first turn pileup. He's got his emergency flashers on. Ricky Johnson, currently in 4th, moving up. And he's going to try to get around Damon Bradshaw. Ricky Johnson in 4th position right now. There's your leader on the Kawasaki, number 15. What an outstanding race. Very rarely do you see 4 guys running for the number 1 position. And Bradshaw eating the roost of Jeff Stanton. Here comes Ricky. 2 local boys, 1st and 4th right now. Mike Fisher, the leader from Santee, California. In 2nd, from Sherwood, Michigan, Jeff Stanton. And there is Stanton moving up on Fisher as they lap slower riders. And from Charlotte, North Carolina is Damon Bradshaw. Bradshaw, number 45 on the Yamaha. There's that turn, and look at the ruse that Stanton is throwing all over Bradshaw. RJ trying to outbrake him, take to the inside. Just about slipped. Fantastic race. The crowd is going crazy. Lots of people yelling for Mike Fisher in the lead. Fisher with a great ride so far. Can they keep up this pace for 20 laps? Fisher, Stanton, Bradshaw, and Johnson. And Johnson will tell Bradshaw he's got to pay his dues. And Bradshaw tells Johnson, I'll give you respect, but I'm not going to hold back. Everybody's been waiting to see this battle. Up and over the hay bales. In fact, he goes over the barriers out there. Mike Fisher, the leader, did not make that right-handed turn. And he is out. Take a look. He high sides. His bike stays on the hay bales, and he goes outside over the water barriers. Hopefully, Mike Fisher's okay. So all of a sudden, Jeff Stanton takes over the lead. Number 7 on the Honda. Incredible. Fisher with a flawless ride. In 2nd is Damon Bradshaw, number 45. There's your leader. Here's Bradshaw and Ricky Johnson. It surprised those guys. Mike Fisher flying out of the playing field like a rag doll. And a lot of people upset about that. The locals can root for Ricky Johnson from El Cajon, California. In the 3rd spot. Trying to get around 2 tough customers, long overdue for some big Supercross victories. Can Ricky Johnson blow by Damon Bradshaw? Or is he going to have to wait for Bradshaw to make a mistake? Or the third option, pressure him into a mistake, throwing a tear off. Johnson getting roosted. Now with clear vision to the outside. And Johnson's right up on him again. Bradshaw drifting around the track. Johnson to the inside, up and over the tabletop. Johnson brake checks. Clean acceleration. And he's off and running. Great move. Ricky Johnson, slight bobble by Damon Bradshaw. Bradshaw now back in third. Ricky Johnson in second. And has got his eyes set, tunnel vision on catching his new roommate, Jeff Stanton. Here's the pass one more time. Up and over the tabletop. Bradshaw just slipped a little bit, staying up on his pegs. Ricky just cuts him off. Little brake check so he can make the next jump. And he's there. And Johnson checks him and keeps him in place. Let's see if they can catch Jeff Stanton now. Bradshaw coming in close. Ricky Johnson, currently in second. He has won this race the last 3 years. Coming up on slower riders, it is Jeff Stanton's job now to weave through them. And Ricky Johnson getting awfully close. Stanton taking a new line around the slower rider. And Ricky's right on top of him. Year later, Jeff Stanton, number 7, out in front. And there he is. Sherwood, Michigan, Team Honda, 21 years old, third-year pro. Extremely strong, looking very good for a 500 national title. But inside information has it that Ron Lechien wants that title more than anything. Should be a great battle between Jeff Ward, Ron Lechien, Jeff Stanton, Ricky Johnson. The outdoor 500 national title. That'll come later on. But first, it's round number 4 here at San Diego. Ricky Johnson, undefeated, winning Anaheim and the 2 rounds at Seattle. This is round number 4. Paying $5,000 for first. Ricky Johnson to the inside. Aerial tactics. Not an easy course to pass on. Halfway through the race. 10 laps to go. Johnson all over him. Stanton glances back. Don't know if he can see Ricky, but he can see Damon Bradshaw. And the battle for the lead is taking him away from Bradshaw. Stanton very fast to the whoops.
Ricky goes to the inside. This time Stanton takes that bottom.
Here comes Ricky to the inside. Ricky in new riding apparel this year. Riding for JT. Alpine Star boots. Sticking with Oakley goggles and Bell helmet. Stanton in Honda riding gear. And Ricky's all over him. Plenty of time left in the race. Serious jump by RJ. Walking up the rear tire to bring the front down. Look at Stanton through the whoops. Good aerial attack by both riders. Stanton, 87th Rookie of the Year. And Jeff with a goofy little jump, bobbling on the inside. Ricky to the outside, fast line. Look at Ricky Johnson blow by him. RJ takes over the lead. Ricky Johnson wasting no time. Stanton with one small mistake and a poor landing out of position. Ricky Johnson takes the fast line to the outside. And now Ricky is leading this race. Can Stanton hang on? Ricky Johnson leading on the Honda. In second, Stanton. In third is Damon Bradshaw. Bradshaw's hanging in there. Bradshaw's still in the hunt. Damon Bradshaw. Charlotte, North Carolina, 16 years old. The up-and-coming factory superstar. Passing slower riders is the second place rider. Jeff Stanton back to our leader number one. Back to third here. Keeping an eye on all riders. First, second, and third. Here's third, Damon Bradshaw. Right now, Bradshaw looks content. If I can hold third, I'm happy. He's not attacking, but he's keeping an eye behind him. And he's trying to stay up with the leaders. Not taking any chances. Bradshaw, multi-class, multinational champion, both in the AMA and the NMA. Famous mini rider, now in the big leagues. Currently in third. In fourth position, it is Doug Dubach, number 16, Yamaha. Right in front of teammate Sean Kalos, number 24. Riding very determined. In fact, he looks like he's racing from Dubach, but he is a lapper. Not making it easy on his teammate. Dubach eating a couple of rocks, trying to find a way around his teammate. It is Dubach, Kehoe, and Cooper. Going for points and money. Kalos, lapper right in front. Look at Kalos. Look at the leap. Off that one jump into the whoop-de-doo. He acts like he's leading this race. Sean Kalos. In a race by himself. And possibly holding up his teammate, Doug Dubach. Because here comes Kehoe and Cooper. John Kalos, number 24. Outstanding ride. Too bad he's a lapper. Here's Kehoe, number 8. Here's Cooper. Kehoe and Cooper are catching up to Dubach. An interesting battle. And look at Kalos leap into the minefield of whoop-de-doos there. Tripling. Kalos is looking solid. And not giving an inch to Doug Dubach. Dubach in fourth. There's fifth, number 8, Eric Kehoe on the Suzuki. Followed closely by Guy Cooper. Cooper on the number 10 Honda. Cooper needs the points. The battle for fifth right now. Cooper and Kehoe. Kehoe putting in a good ride. Rides high on the berm. The big aerial moves of Guy Cooper. Inside move, he sneaks right by him. So it is Guy Cooper now in fifth. And looking ahead, going after Doug Dubois. In sixth position is Eric Kehoe. Fifth is Guy Cooper. And he's closing up on Doug Dubois. Dubois can't get around Sean Kalo. Dubois is eating the roost of Sean Kalo. Kalos, Dubois, Cooper to the inside. What a wild race. Last rider in front. Dubois, number 16 in fourth position. Take a look. Dubois goes down. There goes Cooper. There goes Kehoe. Back to our leader, Ricky Johnson. And there's Jean-Michel Bale, who was in that first turn pileup. And he is currently running, I believe, in 11th spot. Being lapped by our leader, Rick Johnson. White flag out, last lap. Ricky showboating, giving the crowd their money's worth. Last circuit for Ricky Johnson. In second is Jeff Stanton. Third, Damon Bradshaw. RJ. Swapping there, looking for a place to wave to the crowd. There's Jason Upshaw being lapped. Quick one-hander. Thumbs up. Another thumbs up. All the way around the track. The crowd in a frenzy. Ricky Johnson with his fourth consecutive win here. Fourth consecutive win this year on the Supercross Series. Here comes Jeff Stanton. Jeff Stanton comes in second. Team Honda looking very strong this year. And coming in third, Damon Bradshaw with a great ride. And the crowd loves it. All 35,879. Standing ovation for Ricky Johnson. And a high five by the course worker. Fourth consecutive San Diego Supercross victory. Fourth consecutive victory of the year. A perfect score for Ricky Johnson. And he wins tonight's main event. Second, Jeff Stanton. Third, Damon Bradshaw. Fourth, Guy Cooper. Fifth, Eric Kehoe. Coming in 6th through 10th. No surprises here. Doug Dubois, Dr. D. Ron Tishner comes in 7th. Jason Upshaw, 8th. Jean-Michel Bale recovers from that first turn pileup, 9th. Brian Manley, 10th. And Atsushi Okabe comes in 12th, representing Japan. The Camel Supercross point standings, Ricky Johnson with a perfect score, followed by teammates Stanton and Cooper. Tishner and Lachine round out the top 5. Now let's go to Victory Circle with an elated Ricky Johnson and his mechanic.
Rick, congratulations. Fine ride.
Yoo! It's it. Okay, this man has been with the 2 most winning riders in Supercross, and it's a lot of it is because of him, because he's a great motivator and he keeps the bike running all the time, you know.
What do you think about that, Brian?
Wow, he said it all. What else can I say?